All right, right next to me is a 2023 Lexus LX 600, and this cost $129,000. Is it worth it? Let's find out. All right, before we get started with today's video, I'd like to give a special shout out to Toyota of Vandergrift here in Arlington, Texas for allowing me to review this used Lexus LX. If you're interested in any new Toyota, the contact information will be down below. Now, back to the video. All right, so first up, we can start off with the design of the Lexus LX. Now, you got this big Lexus spindle grille right here, which is very huge. Actually, you could probably feel like 4 pans up here because, it's very massive. You got a couple vents right here on both sides. LED lamps right here, full surround. And also, this design is very bold, kind of very traditional Lexus. The body style is very boxy, kind of not in your face mostly, but it's very subtle, but it will very much notice, hey, I'm the man, and the design is very much it. But overall, I like it. Let me know what your thoughts are. All right, so starting under the hood of the Lexus LX, you will not find no more V8s for this generation LX. No more V8s. So you will find, though, is a twin turbo V6 making 409 horsepower and 472 pound-feet of torque through a 10-speed automatic. All right, so moving in the back of the Lexus LX, the third row seat is down though, so you are limited to a couple spaces back here. So if the third row seat was up, I'll be about right here, because the third row seat is right here, and I'll be like right here. So I'm about 5'10". So when the third row seat's up, I'm about 5'10". So the space back here is quite limited, but when the third row seats are down, you got quite of a good space back here. So. All right, so we are inside the Lexus LX. We actually start in the back seat and move our way up to the front. So you got your mat pockets right here. You got good amount of knee room right here. You got cutout for your knees, so you can have a little bit more knee room. I could tuck my feet under slightly. That's probably because the seat is probably low. You got your gloss black trim right here. Mark Levinson sound speaker right here on both sides. You got this nice kind of color, I believe. I think there's like a tan or a light brown, I should say. Yeah, kind of nice. You got your USB-C ports right here, a cigarette outlet. I'm trying to say a cigarette outlighter right here. Yeah, you can recline your seats right back here. You can recline it on both ways, and yeah. Also, you can actually move up and down the third row right on the side of here. So let me show you that. All right, so like I mentioned, you can recline your seats by just pulling this lever, and also you can move it. You can move the third row left and right by clicking these 2 buttons right up here. All right. Now moving inside of the Lexus LX, first thing I should talk about is this wireless charging pad. So you actually slot your phone right here, and it will charge your phone without any cords or nothing. Next thing I would talk about is this center console. So you can actually open it both ways. You can open it for the passenger side and the driver's side. Also, this actually is a cool box. So when you hit this button right here, it will cool. It will like freeze up the food or drinks, whatever is in here, which is kind of nice. You also got your drive mode selector right here, which is kind of big, so you don't get confused with the volume knob, because the volume knob is actually up here and not down here. But yeah, drive mode, you got Sport, Sport S, Eco, and Comfort. Also, you got your crawl function button right here, because this can go off-roading. You got your multi-terrain selector right here, which is nice. You got your low 4 and high 4 right here. That's basically for the transmit, rear diff and all that type of stuff. You got auto hold. So basically, when you come to a stop at a stoplight and take your foot off the brake, if this is engaged, then you can just take your foot off the brake, and then the car will just hold until you put your foot on the gas, which is kind of nice. You got a screen right here which will show off your off-roading type stuff. You got your approach angle and all this stuff. You also got your braking, accelerating, just showing how much power you're using for the braking, accelerating. You can also use the screen for climate controls. Just tap the screen, it will show you right there. You also got another for settings. You can change the color, you can change the color, you can contrast, brightness, all that, which is kind of nice in this little screen. You also got a 12-point-inch screen right here, which is kind of nice, kind of good. high resolutions, and it's kind of nice, easy to use. But a thing I don't like is that how big this is. You can't do split screen, so you can't have like radio on one side and a map on one side, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, everybody else is doing it, so I think this should be good enough. But like I said, the screen is massive. They should be able to do a split screen, radio on one side, navigation on the other side, or whatever you choose to put on here. But yeah, there should be like a split screen, because this screen is massive to hold up two separate screens for different functions. That's it. You also got your gauge cluster. I think it's all right. I think it's very decent. They could have went a full digital gauge instead of having like a big digital gauge in the middle and two sets of analog on the side. But I guess people like the old and the new, so I guess so. But yeah, if they would have went full digital, they could have put a full screen map inside and added more stuff, because when you try to go cycling through something, everything is just crumbled together. From what I heard from people, it just pushed together and all that type of stuff. So overall, I think this interior is very nice. It's very user friendly, and you got the Lexus reliability and good interior to fill that. All right, so now we're actually driving the Lexus LX, and at first glance, I've been driving for a couple minutes now, and at first glance, the V6 is actually really smooth. Transmission is really smooth and stuff. So yeah, I actually really do like this. The seats are actually comfortable, and just the general over interior is, I'll say, it's very user friendly. It's very Lexus-like. You got a good screen right here, good little screen down here for your off-roading use, your climate controls as well. Gauges, I'm really not a fan of the gauges. I think they should have went like a full screen, like a full digital screen. I know people complain about that. Oh, what if it breaks? Well, we're moving in a world where we're moving toward digital, not analog and stuff. So there's that. But power delivery, though, I do want to talk about that. Power delivery is, well, quite good actually. This 10-speed automatic shift actually very well. V6 has very good power delivery and such. But yeah, I think this is a very comfortable SUV to drive on the road. And I don't really know about off the road though, because I clearly can't take it off the road. I'm in the city or whatever. But yeah, I think this is actually very good off road, because based off the Toyota Land Cruiser, but just more luxurious, got more features. But yeah, overall, I actually want to talk about the LX in general. So the LX is actually Lexus's flagship, right? So Lexus have been making this LX for quite some time. It is basically based off the Land Cruiser, Toyota Land Cruiser. So basically, you can take this basically off-road. That's why I showed you all the, you got your 4 high, 4 low, all the controls on the screen right here. You can take it off-roading, get your approach angles and all that. And yeah. But yeah, overall, I know this is pretty short, but yeah, this Lexus V6 is actually really good, actually. So there's that. It got good power delivery. Transmission is very smooth. It takes a while for it to hook up, but once it does, it's actually really good. So yeah. Other than that, I think this is actually really good vehicle to get. Oh, and one more thing. It is rating, so I actually am going to end the video right here as well. So like I mentioned, I think this is kind of worth $129,000. I know I said before it's kind of worth it. I meant to say I would say it's kind of worth it if you're willing to spend the extra money for this. There is some flaws to this. I really don't like the gauges. I think they could have went full digital. Seats are actually kind of comfortable, I will say. Camera stuff is actually pretty good, but yeah, there's few little gripes here and there that I really don't like. But overall, I think you should at least consider this, because this is actually pretty good value if you're looking for a Toyota Land Cruiser, but you also want a Lexus. This is kind of it right here. So yeah, I will check you guys out next time, so stay tuned.